What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Weekly Indie Newcomer, the series where you and I hang out for a little while and take a look at an indie game that's been rattling around the old hard drive over the course of the last week. Today, on the docket, we're taking a look at Teddy Terror, which is made by Rage Monster Games. It's available for $4.99 on Steam if you wanted to pick it up after the video, if you like what you see here today. If you haven't heard about Teddy Terror, I'm not surprised, but I think more people should have heard of this game because it's trying to do something very, very interesting. And so you will know that there's a lot of games out there right now that are trying to be like The Binding of Isaac. It's a very popular game, and anytime something's popular, you're going to have a host of derivative games that are all coming out trying to capitalize on the success of that initial game. Teddy Terror is sort of like that in the effect that it definitely is inspired by Binding of Isaac, but at the same time it's managed to do something very, very rare, and that is Teddy Terror has managed to be derivative while at the same time being very, very unique, and that's a very tough tightrope to walk. And so Teddy Terror answers the question, what would happen if you took Binding of Isaac but you made him have no weapons and he relied entirely on using environmental traps to kill his enemies? And I think that's a very, very interesting change, and it's one that makes the game almost completely distinct. So without further ado, let's check out some Teddy Terror, and I'll give you my thoughts on the game at the end. We're going to be playing normal, yes. I usually play on normal difficulty. The first level is the Dark Woods. Now that we're in game, let's go ahead and check this thing out. So in Teddy Terror, the point, you see these eyeballs and things around? We're supposed to lure enemies into these traps, and the goal is to finish the level by killing all of the bad guys. At that point, you'll be grabbed by a big black hand or a big red hand and taken to the next level. That liquor right there, it does damage. There's an enemy right there. So let's see if we can get this guy across a spike trap. And so there it is. Across a spike trap, he's nice and dead. With our left click, we could throw a teddy bear, which briefly stuns the enemy and makes them move slowly. In the top right-hand corner, you'll see a skull. That's how much XP we've earned during the whole thing, how many monsters we've killed, and then we've got the amount of candy that we've picked up along the way, because obviously candy is super awesome. Everybody enjoys candy. If you don't like candy, I don't know, you must be damaged or something, because candy is delicious. I'm just joking. You're not damaged. I love you for who you are. You can not love candy if you want. I mean, it means I probably won't hang out with you quite as much because I love candy and I like to surround myself with it. I like to think of myself as a candy receptacle, just a big old dumpster for candy, other people's candy, my candy, candy that people don't want. You provide it and I will eat it. That's the basic way that it works for me with candy still. Let me see if I can catch this little guy up. I got him a little bit right there, but I don't know. These little guys, they move oddly, so sometimes it can be difficult to get them to go across a trap here. Come on, there it is. And so now that he's been taken care of, the big black hand grabs us. We got to get the item in 30 seconds. Okay, so this is going to be a time trial map, which means we want to hustle through and see if we can get through. If we press the space bar, it makes us do that little dodge roll that you're seeing right there. Unfortunately, we just had the map equivalent of hitting every red light going across town. It's a fork. What does that do? Candy every day. Hooray, you're fit. That looked like a fork to me. It's called the favorite spoon, huh? Alright, well, level 2. Let's keep on rocking. I never turned down a free spooning, so that is what it is. Let me see. Oh, it didn't kill him. That's unfortunate because I wish that it would. His grin horrifies and terrifies me, and I don't much like it, sir. Let's go around him right there. See if I can vaporize him for a second, do a little bit more damage. I'm going to hide behind some fire because fire has been my anti-supernatural friend. He used a little charge attack, though, so we may not get the timing down. Ooh, free candy! Freshly baked for us, too. I like my candy to be baked. I'm a little bit of a candy elitist. If the candy's not baked, then it just doesn't shake for me. And we'll get rid of him like so. That's actually the only thing that'll affect those little slimy worm guys. Let's go. Ooh, we got an item room. So now we get to decide which direction we want to go. On the left-hand side, we've got an item that I've never seen before. The attacker. We found Spiky. Oh, cool. So we've got a little orbiting ally who will help us out. We're going up against Hornetto. Let's see if we can take care of him, huh? Hornetto, the goal with Hornetto is to dodge these little spikies and hit this shuriken so that it goes back and forth and strikes him in the face repeatedly. This is not going to end well for me. I could tell already. Unfortunately, we got trapped right there. I'm going to try and keep moving along the way. Throw that. There we go. Hit that shuriken one more time. If you wanted to see what Hornetto looks like, that's him right there. He looks like kind of some kind of weird unicorn slug or something. I don't know. Looks like a uniclug, I guess is what we could call him. Is that a derogatory term? I'll call you a uniclug all day, every day. It's like a squeep. It's a word that I made up to describe things that I don't like. I'm like, yeah, that dude's a squeep. Let's go ahead and finish him off right there. The boss fight can be a little bit challenging or a little bit easy depending on the way that these spikes go. When they reach the corner, they randomly decide whether they want to junction and turn the corner. And so they didn't do it the entire time, but he did it right there. Had they been turning this corner a lot more frequently, the fight would be a lot nastier. Believe me when I say that Hornetto can be one of those fights that's highly, highly subject to RNG. Luckily, we managed to get through without taking too much damage, so let's go ahead and dodge past the fire right there and get our first random item, our first active item anyways, which is the marble. And so if we right click now, we'll throw a marble out, which deals a little bit of damage to the foes. I'm actually not a big fan of the marble. Doesn't deal enough damage for my taste. I don't know. The cooldown is long. Now we're in the cryptas. And so now that we're in the crypts, it doesn't mean that we're a gang affiliate. He's a little bit young for that, but still, God, we're being attacked by sentient cotton candy. That little guy self-destructs after a while, so we have to worry too much about him. Come on, get spiked cotton candy. I don't feel like getting spiked cotton candy would be a good thing.
I got some spiked cotton candy at the carnival one time. It was given to me by a guy with the nickname of Fingers. I was tripping balls.
There we go. We spiked him on up. Was that the last enemy, or is there more to be seen here? I think we got more. Oh, we got a little guy right there. There we go. We'll laser him real fast with our personal lightsaber. And on this side, oh, I messed that up. This is, like, principally, this is a game about timing and about position. And so what you'll find along the way is that if you lack both like I do, this may become a gameplay experience in which you learn to loathe yourself, I think. It's one of those games that really exposes your own disgust at your lack of dexterity. At least that's what it did for me. And so anyway, let's get up in here. We got the spike. I will spike you, damn it. Alright, let's try a bigger one over here. Sometimes the timing is just not on for any of this. Here, then I'm going to laser you. If you won't let me do anything else, I'm going to laser you. There, he's lasered and he's taken care of. We got ourselves a treasure room, which is full of hearts and candy. I love candy. Let's grab ourselves some candy. There it is. We got 8 pieces of candy right now. That's pretty cool. We've got some serious piece of candy thing going on. Now we're being attacked by a nasty piece of pizza. I don't recall, but he does. I think he just doesn't have to adhere to the boundaries of the map zone. Let me see if I can skeef on by right there. Oh, this could actually turn out to be a bad day for us. Especially if this little horned guy right here decides to get especially violent with us. I would like you to come across here. A little bit of damage done right there. Let me see if I can get away from him. Oh, the spikes got him on the way back too. I didn't even have to do that one. That's my favorite kind of kill, the one that I don't have to orchestrate. There's another one right there. I am not Mr. Holland. I have no opus. Therefore, when I orchestrate, it tends to be just kind of like a one note, like some kind of brown note thing that's going on. Alright, enemy taken care of. Up on this side, we'll go ahead and laser him down real fast, and that's going to be the map. We got another boss. Level 6, we do not. Alright, so the boss is going to be coming up next. Every 3 levels, you get a boss. Let's go ahead and take a look. We got one of these. Oh no, almost got me right there. So if you wanted to see the marble, there it is, just in case you're interested in how that works. Doesn't actually do enough damage to make it worth it. I actually think that it should be more rapid fire, and it should have more charges in order for it to be useful. That axe right there is not convincing me that it's very useful. We need better traps here. We got some spikes right there. We got a little Super Mario trap right there. Alright, well let's try this out. He just got licked right there. If we get really lucky, we'll take him out right there. He does drop bombs. I would love to see his bombs affect the other mobs so that you could use that as part of your strategy as well. I don't know if that's something that the development team had thought about, but they drop those bombs when they die, but the bombs only affect you. If you could actually time out the kill and get it in the proper area, I think the bomb would be a suitable reward allowing you to kill your enemies. That'd be kind of, hey, come over here. I demand here. I'm going to throw a marble at you. There. You've been marbleated. Enjoy. The only thing I like marbled is my steak, so I can understand your trepidation at being marbled. Got candy? Yay! We got more candy! I love candy. Candy is the best. I went to See's Candy last night, and I got some of that butterscotch. We got Creppy. Who the hell is Creppy? Oh, I remember Creppy. Okay, so Creppy's got cannons on both sides, and Creppy's a little bit difficult to deal with, because Creppy puts out these little summons that explode and use their bodies to destroy us. Now, if we're smart about this, we use that cannon right there to shoot Creppy, but he does regenerate, so we're going to have to make this work the best that we can. I think I got him right there. He's a toilet with teeth. I don't know. He looks like something from a Gwar performance. I'm pretty sure Gwar has a talking toilet on stage. I remember seeing something of the sort at like one of the Ozfests or something like that. Gwar had a big-ass toilet on stage that was like talking and like eating half the band during one portion. God damn it. I need to have better skills. Why am I so terrible at all this? It's the timing, that's what it is. And now he's regenerated almost all of his health. Creppy is definitely doing a great job at leaving me Creppy. Hold on. Will that one hit? Yay! One of them hit, sort of, I guess. That one's gonna hit. Yay, I destroy you! No, Creppy lives! Damn it, Creppy. I need you to fall down. Here, go away. No, Creppy! Oh, it got him. Well, that seems a little bit generous, but you know what? I'll never be one to turn down some generosity. No! Please don't hit me with your little pink balls. They hurt. They do a lot of damage. You and your little red balls as well. Regardless of the color of the balls, I don't want to be hit with them right now. Let's leave that for later. Normally you gotta pay for the privilege. I want this extra marble right here, but we already have the marble, so it won't let me pick it up. I gotta use up all my charges. Hold on. I'm gonna wait here until I use up all my charges, and then we'll grab the... No, it disappeared! Never mind. My life is ruined. Blood chambers. Delicious bloot. Alright, so let's have a look around here. Got an enemy. Alright, he did the job for us. Well done, amigo. Well done. Our horny friend was destroyed. On this side, we've got fire being taken. Oh, no, a guy appeared. There was an invisible one. Oh, I've never seen that guy before. That's new. Okay, so let's see if I can bait him real fast. Here, come across with mine teddy. Do you like mine teddy? Mine teddy will destroy the... Okay, so we're out of this level. Spikes took care of him. Couple of concerns right now. Okay, you're just going to keep on charging me. All right. I can sort of respect that, I guess. Here, burn yourself to death for a minute. I'm going to try and use my dodging skills to stay out of your way, but... I warn you, my dodging skills are incredibly lackluster, so it may not work. Did we already kill that one right there? Good, because I'm going to try and kill you with some blood vomit. Nothing like a good blommet every now and again to take out your enemies. Down here, is there one more? What do you do? Oh, he throws bombas. Okay, so that's a little bit worrying. Nothing that's out of the ordinary, though. I'm used to dealing with it. Let me see if I can drag him across this little laser right here. There we go. Delicious, delicious death of my enemies. It's one of my Poink. I don't think Poink is that difficult. I think I beat Poink last time with like full health or something like that. I just think he fires his eyeballs like a boomerang back and forth. And so I remember Poink being fairly simple. Let's handle him real fast. Oh, nope. As I say that, we can also be hit by our own lasers, by the way. So watch out for that. That can be fun. Oh, shitballs. I ended up dead. I said Poink was easy and then I ended up dead. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Luckily, we leveled up a whole bunch, so we got some points to spend right here. I am going to increase my speed because I always feel too slow. Hey, 420, blaze it! And so we'll go play the game again, and we'll take another run on through. I actually don't think we need to do multiple runs on this one, because if you don't have an idea of what the gameplay is like at this point, this is pretty much what the game has on offer. It is in early access, so the thing you need to be aware of is that it is going to be changing, it's going to be added to, and there's going to be a lot more coming along the way. But as of right now, it's an early access title on Steam that you can get for $4.99. Let's talk about the game for a minute, shall we? Teddy Terror, I think, turned out to be a pretty tantalizing mix of precision positioning, timing, shooting, running, all of that good stuff, and so I don't have a lot of complaints here, and it's not fair to review an early access title anyways. Instead, I'll give some impressions, and let's talk about where I think the game could get better from here on out. I think that the game is bringing a lot to the table, even in its early access limited state, and I think that it's onto a few ideas that are pretty unique. It's important to note that at the time of this impressions video, the game I think took me 2 hours to get from the beginning to the end, starting with 0 experience and making it to the final boss. Haven't beaten him yet. I'll probably get him eventually, though. He doesn't seem to be that bad. There are 3 difficulties. I skipped easy and went straight into normal. Hard might expand the gameplay by another, 2 hours, but I'm not really so sure. You'll have to decide whether or not 2 to 4 hours of gameplay is worth it for you. Style is pretty on point. I like the characters, I like the level design, I like some of the enemies, although among those enemies there are a few that I definitely felt were reminiscent or at least pulled from Binding of Isaac. Very, very similar, and so if I noticed it, I'm sure somebody else will as well, but the general representation was good. I liked it. I'd like to see the stages fleshed out a little bit more with like background objects, things along the floor, little doodads and googas, things like that. The backgrounds could be a little bit more distinct to really make one area feel like a forest versus like a crypt and things like that. I think that with some additions to the theme, the levels could pop a lot more than they do right now, but they're distinct at the moment. I like them. In terms of arrangement, I think that the levels all kind of feel the same. Like, there's not a whole lot of difference between something like in Blood Chambers versus Dark Woods, for example. I think that the random generator sort of functions the same in all tile sets. I could be wrong, but honestly, they all kind of felt similar, and so I think it could get a little bit better right there. I'd like to see that developed a tad more. The enemy types are pretty well arrayed. I think some are fodder, some are very easy to kill. Others can be nasty in terms of the way that they sort of like dodge around and they move in a sort of unorthodox way, I guess. And when you put those in conjunction with the weaker enemies, you can get yourself into some pretty big trouble. The game is pretty difficult if you're untalented like I am. I like the static traps, but I really, really, really like the traps that you trigger yourself. Things like the barf lasers, the mega shuriken scythe blade thingamadoobies that they had in the Hornetto fight that we saw. They give you like that really, really supreme gotcha bitch moment when you take out an enemy, and I think that definitely needs to be expanded upon, I guess. The bosses all have strategies. I think that they were distinct, but there's a little bit of overlap in terms of the way that you fight a lot of the bosses. There's a lot of lasers, and so typically the bosses all do different things, but you either hit them with a laser or a rotating laser, and so I think diversifying that a little bit might help the game sell the bosses a little bit better. I still had fun learning the boss fights, and they all take a little bit of practice, so that was pretty cool. The right-click items, I think, are a little bit weak, excluding the robot and the toy gun, which are both really, really fine. Those are great, they're fine, whatever. But those little balancing issues, those are all easily tuned as the game develops. It's just like moving an integer value around. It's not even that bad. So I think the level up mechanic was a smart move. I liked it. It allows bad players like myself. I stammered right there because I didn't want to depreciate myself, but I gotta override. I'm a bad gamer. I really sincerely am, and I just haul freakishly like large flagons of fail into every single gaming excursion that I participate in. And so I liked how my character leveled up, and I had a choice as to what points I wanted to put in. That was really, really cool. I think that a mode for hardcore gamers, and so one where you don't level up, you just take like the baseline kid who totally sucks and has no skills. I think for the people that really want a challenge, that would be kind of a cool mode, but just a suggestion. I think that since the game is in early access, there's not a whole lot left to talk about or do here, but wait and see. But I really do hope the developers can keep their eye on the prize, because if they can, I think they're onto something good. I get a ton of games that want so badly to be the Binding of Isaac, and so while those numbers have been dwindling due to the fact that Binding of Isaac is getting older, I still get a lot of them, and honestly I roll my eyes sometimes, and Teddy Terror was one of those games, but I'm so glad it decided to flip my expectations on their ear. And so it's really, really nice to every now and again find a game that's inspired by but not locked into the footsteps of a game that has inspired and preceded it. And so anyways, today's game is Teddy Terror. If you wanted to get it, it's $4.99 on Steam right now. The game is pretty fun. I like it, and I will be watching it out of the corner of my eye. It's made by Rage Monster Games. I'll have the link down below. This series right here is called Weekly Indie Newcomer. My name is Splattercat. I like to review and give my impressions of indie games that come out over the course of the week. I play a lot of indie games. They end up on my hard drive very, very frequently, and I love talking about them. I love giving my impressions of them. I will see you all in the next episode. Hi, do like and subscribe if you really enjoyed it, and I will see you there.